Halito, y'all. Chimachukma. This is Chief Steve with some words of encouragement. Just wanted to tell y'all that I appreciate y'all tuning in. I appreciate y'all locking in and really getting to understand this true story that's being brought forward. I just want y'all to know that I see y'all, I cherish y'all, and I'm encouraging y'all to keep researching. Look beyond my channel, look beyond, what you see. Continue to do that research outside of what you see on these platforms, because with a lot of the truth on these platforms comes a lot of distractions as well with these platforms. And by distractions, I mean, negative naysayers, people who are literally bred to deter us from who we are. I mean, they're just, you're not this, you're not that. Do you do this? Do you do that? Don't don't give those people any time. Don't give them any energy. Don't give them any kind of smoke, because as long as they feel like they can get a reaction out of us, they're gonna keep coming. You know what I mean? But if we focus on ourselves, focus on what we need to do, and focus on where we're going, things will be all right. Okay? And with that said, I'm going to speak on the native, indigenous people and the Aboriginal copper-colored people that we know today as Negroes. We are different. The American Indian and the Native American are totally different. And not all Native Americans dislike American Indians or I guess you could say, a lot of them don't bring us down. You know what I mean? There are more on our side than not on our side. And same thing with our Aboriginal copper-colored people. Not all of us feel like all Native Americans are hijackers or $5 Indians, pretendians, whatever. I mean, you got the term pretendian going back and forth between both spectrums, them calling each other that. And really, it's a bunch of bullshit. The pretendians know who they are, and we know who the pretendians really are. And you have pretendians on both sides of the spectrum, and that's the thing is, we know, I wouldn't even say we have pretendians on both sides of the spectrum. The pretendians are those that and those who know that they are living the lie. And if you know that you're not living a lie, it's something that you were born into. This is something that you have, come to know as your culture, as a Native American. I mean, hey, Native American people are still indigenous to the Americas, even though y'all migrated over here thousands of years ago, y'all still are indigenous. Y'all naturalized yourselves onto this land. Y'all know this land. This land has accepted you. It's received you. And you guys have grown in this land, just how us as Aboriginals were here from the beginning, and we are in tune with the land. So there is a difference between us, yet we do have similarities, and those similarities must not be overlooked. And those differences shouldn't be under such a high microscope to the point where we just can't be cohesive, or we just can't have conversations with each other without blowing up on each other or dissing one another. Those things are going to have to stop, because we both have one common enemy, and that is the foreigner who does not want us to unite. That is the foreigner that is keeping us apart, and that is allowing these different policies to be pushed in order to keep us reclassified, keep us mislabeled, keep us disenfranchised, and keeping us completely removed from our ways and our lands, and not allowing us to just be. That's who the common enemy is. It's not one another. because it's a lot that we can learn as Aborigines coming into these truths. It's a lot that we can learn from the native. And as Native Americans who have lived in the culture but are still having a hard time trying to find out what was there at the beginning, and trying to learn that true story about who they are and what culture they come from and where their people come from. It's a lot that they can learn from us as Aborigines. But we need to bridge that gap. Recognize that the gap is there. There is a difference, of course. But there can be a bridge there to where we can help each other grow. Because like I said, whether you're an Aborigine or whether you're an indigenous native, we still are part of this land. We are still a part of Turtle Island. We still have to live here and we have to grow here. Nobody's going anywhere. That's been established. The Native American is not going anywhere. The Aboriginal American is not going anywhere. The Native American and the American Indian can coexist. We have before. Way before Columbus. Way before colonial times. Way before this corporation has been established. We have coexisted. We have lived. And we can do it again. You know what I'm saying? We just have to keep it 100 with one another. Understand the differences and try not to fuck each other over because of our differences. Don't let foreigners, outsiders come in and poison our minds against one another. That's what happened last time. And that's why we in the situation that we in. That's why y'all on reservations. And that's why we in the projects. You know? So it's an economic, biological, and spiritual warfare going on. It's a war going on. Like I mentioned before. And we need to choose a side. All of us do. We need to choose a side. Are we going to come together and band against this foreign entity that is destroying our ways? Or are we going to let everything fall by the wayside like we have been, at least for the past 400 years? That's a decision that needs to be made, and it needs to be made quickly, because as you see in Hawaii, as you saw in Tulsa, as you've seen in it's just they ain't stopping. Nobody is gonna wait for us to get this together. So it's time to get it together now. All right. So to my natives, I appreciate y'all. And, I'm talking about the real ones, my real indigenous ones, that ain't lost in the sauce, that ain't, that know who they are and know where they come from. I appreciate y'all. And to my Aborigines, my Niijis, y'all already know. I cherish y'all. I really do. And we got to get it together. We got to keep learning, got to keep growing. And we can't let the traumas of yesterday impact us on such a negative emotional level to where we can't work with nobody. All right. And nobody's saying, oh, let's go into business and let's do this, or let's just completely compromise. No. We need to come to an understanding, though. We need to come to some kind of form of cooperation to where we can understand one another. That's all we need. We need understanding between each other, overstanding between each other. Excuse me. But yeah, y'all. Let me just end it on this note. I appreciate all of y'all. Tata Kista to all of my subscribers, all of my viewers. Continue to watch, continue to stay tuned in. And Yeah, more to come, y'all.